Hey folks, Matt Kuda here. Welcome to another live stream. This week, I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to look at a new photograph, get a backstory on how I took it, and we're also going to talk about a few things going on here at Matt Kuda Nature Photography. So the first thing I want to talk about is that we are having another giveaway. Aren't I crazy to keep having these giveaways? But I like doing them. And people generally like to get involved with them. I personally do giveaways all the time, actually, with um, other other people, and I just enjoy it, signing up for them and so forth. Okay, so the giveaway this month is a ruby-throated hummingbird, and this one is one that doesn't get a lot of attention. I don't really know why. I think it's a great image as far as a unique look. I mean, oftentimes we see the hummingbirds coming in from the side, and I think that kind of, when you have that sideways view on them, I think that um, it gets kind of old after a while. So this was kind of a different approach I took, where I'm kind of photographing him almost from behind as he comes into that flower and gets nectar. This one, easy to sign up for. Just go out to my website. Down at the bottom of the screen, it's showing where to go. At the top of the website, there is a bar, or you can click on it to enter. So that is the giveaway. um, Hope you get in on that. Okay, next thing we want to do here is talk about the flash sale. Okay, we have a flash sale right now that's going on, and it's just 25% off. It's just for today only. It was yesterday and today, so you have till about 8 o'clock tonight to take advantage of that. 25% off anything on my site. But it is 25% off on metal prints only. Just use the offer code um, flash for that. So, all right. What's going on here in my world right now? Of course, we're gearing up for the holiday season. Hope everyone has their Thanksgiving plans in place. I know the government has tried to make that difficult for us right now, but I do hope that you plan on doing something, whether it's just at home with a family or bigger event. It doesn't matter. I mean, do what you got to do. Forget about the government. So we got the flash sale, but what I really wanted to talk about today was a photograph that I took, and if you don't know, basically what we're doing with these live broadcasts is I talk about what's going on, sales that we're running, anything special I'm doing, any kind of like travel that I'm doing and photographing different things, and or if there's nothing going on that amazing, we talk about a photograph that I took, how I took it, where I took it, and kind of a behind the scenes look. So let's get into that. Let me bring it up real quick here. All right. Down in Florida, which is one of my favorite places to photograph birds in general. There is a place, I'm not going to talk about it here. It's relatively well known, but I don't want everybody going down there and disturbing the birds and so forth. There's a place that I go where wild blue herons nest, and along the time frame of December, they start nesting, and it usually runs through January, sometimes later. Um, We're talking about more of a central Florida, south central Florida area. Um, and it's just really a great experience. If you've never experienced that type of thing, I highly recommend going down to Florida and looking at all the birding opportunities. And even if you're not a birder, just going there and seeing all the birds, because it's very different from what we do here. Um, it's very different from what we do here, say in North Carolina or even up in Pennsylvania or New York. Um, the birds in Florida, for the most part, are very acclimated to human beings. And so they don't really see us as a threat per se, although there are some very, very wild birds there that um, will fly when you get within, 40 yards of them. Predominantly in these areas I'm talking about, there's wetlands down there that hold quite a few birds that people just can go and enjoy. Um, so that's where this picture was made. This picture was made in one of those wetlands, and the story behind it is this: I was um, looking particularly for the shots of nest building. I didn't know if they would be nesting quite that early. I was there a little early in December that year. I believe it was 2018. I was there. Um, it was somewhere around December 5th, maybe somewhere in there. Um, and this is a male, and what the male does is he will fly from, in some of these areas, they have really large palm trees, which are a type of palmetto, a palmetto tree, which is a palm tree actually. Um, and what happens is they will fly from, they'll grab some sticks off one tree and then they'll fly over to another tree and they'll land on that and start making a nest. And the males will do this actually. And the idea is that the male creates the nest and he attracts a female that way. And so that begins the whole process of the mating season. And it's a very interesting process to watch. They're not particularly scared of us at all. I will often use my car blind in a situation like that. And for those that don't know what a car blind is, it is literally your car. And you sit in it, and either you have uh, some camouflage netting over the window of your car, or in most cases, you have nothing. They don't really care as long as you're in your car. They're used to seeing cars. So, by the way, get some coffee. It's good coffee time. It's always a good coffee time, right? I'm drinking a little bit of a frou-frou coffee today. I'm drinking some stuff my wife bought. Don't laugh too hard. It's like pumpkin spice vanilla or something like that. So anyway, I digress. So what you end up seeing is you see these blue herons there, and it's really quite something to behold. I just can't explain it. If you've ever heard a heron, they will kind of make a grunting sound. I wish I had one here to play for you. And they kind of squabble and grunt and fly from branch to branch. And during that time, it gives you a good opportunity to photograph them. And this particular image, he was landing. You can barely see it off to the right there. You can barely see his nest platform where he's going to land. And he's got some little tiny twigs in his mouth. And he's just doing what God programmed him to do. He's just going in there and building that nest. Now, I can't help but draw some interesting parallels between humanity and the animal kingdom. I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about it. Many times, not always, but many times, nature kind of shows us a glimpse into the creator, if you will. And that is that, especially, hundreds of years ago, the male of the family, the man, would often go and build a home, right? I mean, we've all seen the old 1800s movies and books that were written back then about homesteading and how the male of the family would go and build these soddy houses out on the plains of America. And kind of done to protect his family and I think really encourage his wife that he knows what he's doing and he's there to protect. And I can't help but see parallels between that and the natural world, where here is now in this case he's building a nice nest, if you will, to impress his woman or the female. There's some parallels there. It's interesting. Bluebirds will often woo the female during nesting. Now it's interesting. They can be, lifetime partners as far as male and female together. They can be lifetime, right? But they'll still every year the male will go and he'll stand up on a branch and he'll feed a worm or whatever or insect to the female. And they do this little ritual before they go into their home that they build, and the male builds that nest as well usually. So very interesting parallels. Nowadays it doesn't work like that so much. I mean, a man and a woman typically will decide together they're going to build a home, and they're going to, they pick out everything and so on and so forth. But it is interesting how we've kind of paralleled the animal kingdom, and in some ways we can learn by watching them as well. Be nicer to your spouse, be nicer to people. Unfortunately, we can also see, we can see squabbling in the animal kingdom. So two birds might be squabbling, and what ends up happening? Nothing good, right? Nothing good comes of it typically. So unless it's a defense kind of situation where they're defending a nest or something. But I just think it's interesting. And I know you've probably thought about that too before. And, it's not anything new, but definitely very cool. For the photographers out there, oh my, let's see here. For the photographers out there, let me tell you what I shot this at. This was shot with my Canon 7D. The original Canon 7D, might I add. At f11, 403 millimeters, 1/2000th of a second, ISO 125. And that was with my Sigma 150 to 600, which is without a doubt my favorite lens. That's really all I had for today. It's kind of a short session today. Do take advantage of the sale. I hope that you're finding these somewhat enjoyable or entertaining. You kind of get a glimpse into my world, if you will. But do take advantage of what's out there. I mean, this is the sale time of year, so if you're thinking about buying art for a loved one, I just had a person send me an email about how much they appreciated the gift, and they're giving their one to their wife for Christmas. And I think that's a great gift. I think it's a great way to get something very unique for Christmas. It's I know it's one of those things where it's got to match your decor and all that. I get that, but it is something that's very unique. It's a real piece of art, something that took a while to create, and I think there's value in that. So if you happen to be one of those persons out there that like to give those kind of gifts, please go out there and take advantage of the sale. If you're not signed up for my newsletter, please do so. You can go out to my website. It's www.mattkudaart.com. Click on the link to sign up for my newsletter, and you will start getting a number of things. I do a weekly email that consists of basically my image of the week and behind the shot, so how I took it and so on and so forth. It's different from this one that I do here. I also periodically will email sales. I'm getting ready to create a new VIP area. That's one of my things I want to do after Christmas is get that VIP area set up, and that will allow you to see all my YouTube videos that I create, all these live streams, all my old I got 72 episodes or 74 episodes of the Matt Kuda Photography Podcast. That will all be available in the VIP area. Anyone who signs up for the newsletter automatically becomes a VIP. So I want to encourage you to do that. But that's all I had for today. Thanks for watching. Make it a great day and get out there and enjoy nature. Bye-bye.